Hello everyone and welcome. So I know I've been out of this channel for a while. The reason for that is I went to New York City and I've been also busy with school. I have graduation coming up. So I just wanted to talk about today my experience in New York City and how that went. So living in Florida really gives you some perspective on how life is because in Florida everything is very open and you can see the sky. It's like the horizon. Every time you go out, you can see pretty much everything, right? It's very open and the wind is there and everything. But in New York City, honestly, if I were to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't choose New York again. But it was my mom's friend that invited us, so we couldn't really refuse it. So I went there, and the first shock that I had was seeing all the buildings up there. Like these are very big buildings, and when you're on the bottom, when you're just walking around, um, it can be very overwhelming seeing that it's like a concrete jungle, as they say it, and it's very difficult to kind of manage your time there because you're not really used to everything being so close and compact. And time really moves very, very fast over there. I know it's a little bit of a weird statement, but hear me out. So I woke up around, let's say, 5 o'clock, 6:30, something like that. And from then on, every time I went outside and I looked at my clock, it seemed like because of the busyness in New York, everything just seemed to be sped up. Whereas in Florida, you don't really see that because in Florida, since everything is so open and you have to drive to a lot of places, it can seem like that it's very slow. Not a lot of not a lot of things is going on. But up there, since it's so busy and compact, it seems like everything moves so fast, and it does. And time, you can't really keep track of it. Plus, I couldn't really sleep at night. I woke up very early, but I went to sleep around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and that's just basically talking with people, like the friends and family and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just a cultural shock for me because in Florida I could go to sleep around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, not a big deal, and I could keep track of things. The pace is very slow and steady, but up there it's like very fluid and it's always moving. Something is always happening, right? Um, that's one of the negatives that I have about that city. But some of the positives are that the fact that you can go anywhere pretty much just walking. That's one of the benefits of everything having so close together is that you can walk everywhere. So even though I was not exercising or going to the gym up there, I really had like a lot of exercise done because I was walking pretty much everywhere. The sidewalks are always there, and plus you can take the subway anywhere. Like with one ticket, you can pretty much go from one corner of the city to the other. Um, what else? Oh, the food. New York has a lot of Bengalis and Indians up there, and Indians, Pakistanis, things like that. Um, and since me being Bengali, I really got to try out a lot of food, like a cultural food there that I didn't really get a chance to even try out in my own country. Because up there, so many people are of the same ethnicity. They open up shops that serve the same type of people, and some of the foods I tried were just excellent. Um, I tried this new restaurant. I forget the name, but it was some a Bengali restaurant, and they served this rice and a chicken and some fried shrimp, and it really felt like I haven't tried those items before. I I have obviously I have tried those, but not as good. You know what I mean? Um, what else? Oh, I did go to see the Statue of Liberty. Honestly, it was it, it seemed more grand in paper, but when you actually go there and see the amount of people, it doesn't really seem that spectacular. I'd much rather have spent my time going to the museum, which I did later on. However, I didn't really find the Statue of Liberty to be anything special. You know what I mean? Also, the cold. The cold of New York, because I went to December, is just unbearable sometimes. Because the amount of clothes you have to put on just to go outside is idiotic at times, because I was shivering so much. Because I'm from Florida, our winters you can't really call winters. They're like cold wind, let's just say that. But up there, the wind is actually makes things even worse for people, because I was putting layers on layers on layers of clothes just to go outside. And it was very difficult for me to actually sometimes walk because it was so cold. But I got over it. But there was no snow at the moment. It was just the wind chill was so bad. But there, when we came back, there was like a meter of snow or something, and they had to shovel it all up. So that's that. Also, me being a car guy, it was really difficult seeing New York City, because you can't find a parking anywhere. I mean, the city is so big, but because of the buildings and all that, and I'm so used to open parking lots in Florida, but over there we had to walk around, or just drive around for like 5-10 minutes just to find a parking spot. So yeah, it was a lot of things, and I don't think I was ready for all of that, but it was also fun. I did went to the, I think it's a National Museum. um, I've always wanted to see a T-Rex skeleton, and I've been finally I was finally able to see it, and it was honestly some of the best experiences from New York, because I've never seen T-Rex fossil in my entire life, and seeing that in person, seeing I've seen those movies, but I haven't really captured the size and enormous how enormous the skeleton is until I've actually gone to the museum and checked it out for myself. So it was a lot of fun, and also the noise. New York always has a lot of noise. It's like there's, because where we stayed in the family's apartment, there's always planes flying overboard, because we're literally on JFK, like 5 or 10 minutes away from JFK, and it was kind of like every couple minutes you'd hear a plane land. Plus the subway, there's always like the subway rail sound. When it goes on top of the rails, that sound was constant. So I don't know if that contributed to my sleeplessness, but yeah, I couldn't sleep at night, which I'm very grateful that I'm in Florida, because I can actually go to sleep at night without a lot of ton of noise, because I live in the suburbs, right? So it's a bit quieter than the downtown area, because obviously there's sound in downtown Orlando, but in my area of town it's not that noisy. So honestly, I'd say that New York City was a mixed bag for me, because although I do like some of the aspects of being able to go anywhere with a public transportation, because Florida's transportation sucks. You kind of need a car to go anywhere in this city. um, but on top of that, I don't think I would like to trade um, my in, how do I say it? I don't think I would like to trade living in Florida, where it's like always open and very quiet and steady and slow. I don't think I would like to trade that for the busyness of New York, because it was very difficult to adjust. Because I can't imagine myself living there. I don't know how people do it, and especially the cold. I can manage the heat in Florida, but the cold, especially for me, is like I think my brain shuts down basically. I can't think properly. I don't feel like doing anything. But in the heat, at least I'm able to get going, right? So yeah, there's some nice aspects of New York, and there's some bad aspects of New York, but I think I'm gonna stick to Florida. And yeah, that's my New York City experience. I've survived New York for a week. So anyway, guys, let me know if you have any comments down below. I'd like to read them. I know I've been out for a while, but I'd like to keep uploading more and more from now on, because I really want to see you guys, interact with my videos, and I want to talk to you guys. And thank you so much for supporting me on my previous videos, and peace out.